Hello and welcome to the Unique Unit University, the A to Z series that teaches you all you need to know about the special units in Age of Empires 2. Today we'll be looking at the often forgotten Berserk, unique unit of the Vikings and one which is rarely seen in competitive play. The Berserk costs 65 food and 25 gold, which is very similar price to a champion, which costs 60 food and 20 gold. The stats of the Berserk and the Elite Berserk are also similar to that of the Barracks sword line. However, the Berserk has a very unique ability, unlike any unit in Age of Empires 2. The ability to self-heal over time. This is why the Berserk have relatively low health compared to other melee units in the game. The Berserk is upgradable with the infantry defense upgrades at the blacksmith, as well as the infantry and cavalry attack upgrades, which the Vikings have complete access to. You can also upgrade Berserks with squires and tracking from the barracks for extra movement speed and line of sight. The Vikings also have a special unique technology, Berserker Gang, which can be found at the castle. This tech increases the health regeneration speed. In the Forgotten, the Berserks also get a second unique technology, which is also available at the castle, and this is Chieftains. It will give your Berserks an extra 4 bonus attack versus cavalry units. This makes the Vikings really unusual. Not only does their unique unit do something that no other unit in the game can, but the Vikings are the only civilization where both of their unique techs affect their unique unit. The question is it worth it? Supposing you're unlucky and you get Vikings on a 100% land map, when do the Berserks become a good unit choice versus their Arbalest, Champions, or maybe even Pikemen? I think it's a good idea to do a cost comparison between Berserks and Champions, given that they are very similar units in terms of statistics. Let's also not forget that the Vikings champions have increased hit points thanks to the Viking unique bonus of 20% extra infantry HP in the Imperial Age. To do the cost comparison, I have totally ignored the blacksmith and barracks upgrades because they affect both the Berserks and the champions in the same way. To fully upgrade to champion, all the way from militia, costs just 1,350 food and 550 gold. To fully upgrade to Elite Berserk and research both of the unique technologies costs 2,850 food and 1,350 gold. This is a difference of 1,500 food and 800 gold, or an additional 25 fully upgraded champions. Now, consider as well that in order to create Berserks, you have to invest 650 stone for each castle, and suddenly it starts to become quite clear why the Berserk really gets no love. But let's suppose you're really set on making Berserks anyway. How will they fare, and what are their real strengths when they're on the battlefield? I think that the Vikings' lack of halberdier is probably the main reason why Chieftains was added to AOF, to give the Vikings some fighting chance against heavy cavalry. If you're against the Franks or the Huns, suddenly there's some hope that your mighty Berserks may save the day. Unfortunately, even with Chieftains, that just won't be the case. When comparing a Viking pikeman and elite Berserk against Frank Cavalier and Paladins, you can see that the Berserks still underperform by quite a long way. The Berserk does 40 extra damage than a pikeman versus a cavalier, but only 24 extra damage versus a paladin. Considering that the paladin upgrade costs less than upgrading Elite Berserk with Chieftains, I think I'd rather stick with the pikes. So, what about Eagle Warriors? Again, comparing champions to Berserks does not help the Berserk's case. Versus Eagle Warriors, the champions beat the Berserks by a landslide, with more HP remaining and taking less time to kill their opponent. But surely, there must be something that the Berserk can be good for. To be honest, guys, I'm really struggling with this one. When it comes to raiding, they have the Arbalest, which will be much better at picking villagers and trade carts than a Berserk will ever be. But perhaps the Berserk's speed can make up for their low HP and pierce armor when trying to hit your opponent's economy. The only thing I can really possibly think of is to use the Berserks to rush down siege units. Thanks to the Berserk's higher movement speed, maybe they'll be okay for that. Unless you're planning on using hit-and-run tactics and meticulously saving every Berserk from death so that they can regenerate their HP after each battle, then the Berserk is clearly forgotten for a very good reason. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for another Unique Unit University.